Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Kahala, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakadash, Brakatah, Wa Brakatham. This is Prophets in Babylon, Tampa Bay, Florida. My name is Brother Daniel Allah. Double honors to the teachers and the head apostles of the great millstone and rule well. Peace and salutations to the Alchemy pushing out this work with you with sincerity. Also, Brakatah to the Aquafium who are listening as well. Alright, I just want to do this quick lesson of a testimony that happened for the past few weeks, even months. So let's get straight to it. I work at a local restaurant. I'm not going to mention the name. First and foremost, people have been feeling the changes of the economy and the food inflation. Recently I put in my 2 weeks at this job due to lack of hours and they're actually cutting people's hours pretty bad, and some people are leaving due to the lack of hours because one, people are barely going out to eat. Two, due to the inflation going up and the slow seasons for restaurants. So I've been noticing some changes when it comes to restaurants, and restaurants are moving pretty slower than usual. They tend to run out of certain things within the restaurant, and you heard rumors of wheat shortages and chicken, and certain meats, like they're becoming like more of a higher price now, more of a delicacy, like lack of better words, so that's going on right now. But what recently happened, I was at a place that I was eating on Bob Evans. So I went to Bob Evans and I went to to grab some breakfast, like after I went to a job interview, and I noticed the place was like half empty, and there were people in there, but it was like half empty, and there was only one waitress. So, and she was a supervisor. So pretty much they had a skeleton crew. Maybe one or two cooks in the back, and maybe two servers. But the server had to stay behind the counter, and the supervisor was doing all the work while everyone else was in there. So usually you see multiple servers serving several people to make money, but you only saw one waitress that day, and same thing, brethren mentioning certain places that they go out to eat, and they're mentioning like the places are getting much slower than usual, like Waffle House and pretty much all these local restaurants, well-known restaurants are becoming slower like each day or each week, because people are deciding whether they're gonna grab something to eat or just stay home and cook, and some are choosing gasoline to go to work versus buying groceries. So we're coming into a time where people are going to be backed up in the corner, and one of the brethren, he posted this video that this man, like he has like his name is Southern Prepper One, and I'm gonna play the video at the end that he has a list of people of all over the US suffering from different kinds of problems due to the inflation that's going on here in the US. Some people are not able to buy certain things because the prices have skyrocketed. And there's people who can't continue their business due to lack of certain foods and ingredients. So we're coming into a time that people are going to lose it. And some are preparing themselves of the near fabricated famine that's about to arrive very soon. And all these mysterious food distributions being destroyed all over the US and even in Canada. There's people who are suffering in Canada as well during the hyperinflation of gasoline and food and certain products. So he's gonna mention everything within this video. It's time to it's time to lock it down, because each week is going to get worse. Each week is going to get worse. And I've been watching several preppers here in America, like through YouTube, and a man saying that by the end of this year, gasoline prices will reach up to $10. And I'm in the state of Florida, it's almost $5. But by the end of this year, because people from all over the US is moving to Florida, so Florida is about to be the new California very soon. And plus other places will rise up with their prices as well, but everyone's running to Florida for some goddamn reason. And it's gonna be another California, and gas prices are gonna reach up to $10 by the end of the year. Even food prices are gonna raise up as well. And we will witness a dark winter within our lifetime. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, it mentions, let's grab it real quick to edify the elect. So 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, which is located in the Apocrypha of the King James. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highs will begin to visit the world which he made. So we must measure the time diligently within itself, because now, because we're seeing everything in real time, through news articles, podcasts, YouTubers, and even the mainstream news is telling some form of truth as well, So we have to measure the times diligently within itself, so we can be aware of what's going on, what's going to happen next. Because right now we are in the beginning of sorrows, and there's going to be different waves of the beginning of sorrows. So we're in the first wave. The second wave is when there's going to be a lack of bread, which is famine. All right, it's going to be a lack of bread, and it's going to be another wave. And President Biden, he mentioned a second lockdown. So it's going to be pestilence as well, which will be probably in the third or fourth wave. People are going to be locked inside their houses again, in apartments or wherever they live in, you know. So you're going to witness a time like never before. It's going to be worse than the first lockdown in 2020, spring of 2020. All right. So you're starting to see companies slowly going back to the regulations of the C19. Yes, like the rules of C19. You still have, you know, like these government places. Like recently, I went to the Social Security office, and they were still doing C19. You know, 6 feet apart. You know, and they were telling, you know, people to be seated like 7 seats away from each other. You know, so they're slowly going back to those times again. But this time it's going to be a trillion times worse. This time you won't be able to go anywhere, you know? So let's repeat that precept again. That's 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." Yahweh Shemashai is going to visit this world. Yahweh Shai, he will not meet thee as a man, according to Isaiah chapter 47. All right. But he's going to return as a God, and he's going to visit the world which he made, you know, and he's going to save his elect, the 144,000, you know, which also made the world in the book of Genesis, the first chapter on down. So I'm going to play this video. So we're entering into some grievous times. All right. This place is going to become lawlessness, death, and destruction every single minute of the day. You know, it's going to get so bad that people are going to try to survive every split second of their life per day. They're not going to worry about what happened yesterday or tomorrow. They're going to worry about every second of their life within that day. What they're going to eat, what they're going to drink, what they're going to wear, how they're going to go from one place to the next without getting killed. You know? But the elect will be all right. The elect of the 144,000 men of Israel, and also the 1/3 women and children of the nation of Israel, will endure the hardness, you know, endure the hardness of Jacob's trouble. So I'm gonna let this video play, and I'll do more videos like based on this subject of this video. And I hope this class was edifying to the elect. Call Allah Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kakadash. All right, I'm gonna play this video.
Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One, and this is another Boots on the Ground. This is an evening edition. I just have so much information. I gotta try to keep up with it. I can't keep up with it. So let's get right to it. If you've got anything to add, please, Southern Prepper 1, number 1 at yahoo.com. A lot of people say, I don't think this is important. It probably is important. A lot of people are saying that, but the data point is something that I'm calculating, I'm figuring out, even if I don't publicly state it, because it's been stated many times. It just gives me another data point to try to evaluate the economy. Because I can tell you what, President Biden's economic advisors are not telling the truth. The inflation rate is a lot more than 8 or 9%. So if Biden, if you need some real help, I'm willing to come up there and help you out. Inflation rate is extremely high and getting worse. But let's get right into it, boots on the ground. Another person got a notice from Verizon. That was a $12 increase in their monthly bill, so that's $144 every year. This person works for a large, probably the largest cable, internet, and telephone provider in the state of Oklahoma. They have 7 technicians. They need 16. They work between 6 and 7 days, 10 hours plus a day. They have hired 10 people 10 plus people in the last 2 months. Not one has made it through the first week into the training. They do 3 weeks of training, then they do 6 to 10 weeks of shadowing a technician. The pay is lousy at first. It's only $12.80 an hour, but after that, yeah, you can make easily $1,000+ a week. He talks to about 10 to 15 people a day, just going through his normal work. These people bring up the economy. These people bring up politics. They bring up the war, and a lot of people are worried about the future. That they feel they need to do something, but a lot of them are trapped by living costs, and now they're really trapped by the rising inflation rate on everything, and they don't have much saved, so they're sort of helpless. But people are waking up and knowing that something is definitely not right. This place, the local station's out of gas, of the regular and the mid-grade gas, and this surprised this person because they've never seen this happen before. Folgers, some shrinkflation here. They have a 48-ounce container of Folgers. It's gone down to 40.3 ounces. They charge you the same amount of price. And the crazy thing is, on each container, I saw a picture of them, it serves or makes 380 cups of coffee. Now, you just got rid of almost 8 ounces, and it still makes the same amount of coffee. Sounds like it's going to be watered down to me. So this represents a 16% shrinkflation hit. These people are on their annual family vacation to go from Missouri to Florida, and they said substantially less semi-truck traffic than years before. They said about 10% of the trucks are either FedEx or UPS. Also, noticeable reduction of campers and RVs. This is what they said. Normal people are talking about the things we have been saying for years. It's surreal to hear it. This is a deputy sheriff in Maryland. He's been on the job as a patrol deputy for 20 years. I have never seen the amount of disabled vehicles on the roadside as I'm seeing now. So usually he gets 1 or 2 cars a year in normal times that run out of gas. He says it's not unusual to get 1 or 2 cars a shift that are running out of gas. People cannot afford gas. He also dealing with other people that have disabled cars, and they basically are telling him that they don't have the parts, can't get the parts to get them fixed. Probably some of them don't have the money also. He says domestic violence calls are up 50% over the past 6 months. He says it's due to some financial strain and substance abuse. And some people are using substances to get away from reality because of the hardship and financially, and their desperation they're feeling, trying to find a way out. About 50% of the cops that he knows is looking for another job outside of law enforcement, or they're taking early retirement, trying to get out as quickly as they can. He's had some guys so fed up they've quit without even having a backup job. They just up and left. He said his command staff is looking for warm bodies. He says the quality of officers they're hiring right now are way down. He says be careful. The quality is not there. Houston, Texas. This man buys his rice. He's been stocking it. He was paying $11 for his 25-pound bag. It is $16 now. He says restaurants are cutting portion size. This guy orders his regular meal, and he ordered it, and it's the same order, but the box is half the size and the portion is half the size. So restaurants aren't raising their price. It's more shrinkflation. He says basically people are still in denial. Let's go over to Utah near Salt Lake City. Gas jumped to $5.32 a gallon. There are still 2 Shell stations that are selling at the old price of $4.95. One of them is out of gas, and the other one is really close to running out. This person says gas is floating around $5.25 range. Diesel is about $6.10. Their electric bill is going up, so their lights and AC was about $165, and now it is $300. Walmart, no peanut butter. Kroger's, mostly full shelves on the peanut butter, but they're much higher price. Seeing bare spots in shelves everywhere, and the produce is very sketchy. At best, looking forward to the local farmers market this year. They've been counting RV campers on the freeway, not finding many of them. They've seen 4 in a 40-mile stretch last night, and this is a holiday weekend, so they should be seeing more. Truck traffic is way down from just a few months ago. Let's go over to Virginia. The Toyota dealership is selling new cars and trucks way above MSRP, $4,000 and $5,000. Have you been seeing that in your area? And they're getting it. because people want a new car. This is upstate New York. They made an appointment for dental filling. This was back in June, and they have no openings till March of 2023. So medical, dental backed up. People have left because of certain requirements that they didn't want to get, and other people are just burned out, and medical people are fleeing, just like law enforcement are fleeing their jobs. There's a helium shortage, everyone knows that, but a store did get 2 big tanks of helium, and it cost them almost $800 for the 2 tanks. The local grocery store on the store brand cold medicine, all gone, totally depleted, but they had a few bottles left of the name brand. They went to Target Pharmacy, and it was supposed to be open, and it was closed. No reason, nothing on the door, so no idea, probably not enough workers. They say my mom lives in Middle Tennessee, and the town actually sent out a report or notice that all the gas stations were out of gas and the pumps were covered. Hopefully they've gotten their pumps and their tanks filled back up. This person went to the dollar store in Charlotte. Charlotte's big. Charlotte, North Carolina. It was about 11 a.m. No lights on, the building locked up, but no sign. So this store, probably no workers. This person's saying it is out of control on the inflation, on food costs. They buy a Greek salad at Publix. Last fall, it was $4.99. Last week, it was $6.99. Today, it was $7.49. This is massive inflation since the fall. All these dozen eggs used to be 77 cents in March. Today they're $2.32. Now some of that's definitely due to the bird flu and putting down a lot of birds, so hopefully that can be corrected when more birds come online. The Dollar Tree cannot get workers. The manager the other day worked the entire store by herself for the whole day. This is not an isolated incident. This is what I'm getting across. People, 1 or 2 people trying to man stores, man restaurants. McDonald's still trying to hire at $17 an hour to start. This is Lowe's, North Carolina. This person ordered a door, and it's been a 2-month wait so far. They just got notified by Lowe's that at least they need to wait another 4 more months for their door. This is Walmart in Crawley, Texas. Mostly full, but prices are rising fast. Their words, not mine. Rising fast. Great Value condensed milk used to be 67 cents. Now it's $1.32. That's almost 100% increase. Great Value a gallon of half and half went from $2.98 to $4.78. This person has a mortgage with Chase Bank and JP Morgan. All day they've been trying to get online to pay their mortgage payment, but they can't. The system says the site is down. Also, a #1 mortgage lender in the state of Virginia, Atlantic Bay Mortgage Company, out of nowhere, no warning at all, they laid off 100 employees. You're going to see a lot more of that in the real estate market and in mortgages, because there's not many mortgages being written like they were 6 months ago. This is from Colorado. This person is saying they're being inundated with immigrants in a lot of these small towns. They look like the state is building 1,000 to 2,000 unit apartments and letting these people stay in there. These are migrants, but they're seeing a high percentage of these people are 95% young men. They're not seeing a lot of women, not a lot of families at all. The locals in the area have been fighting them because there's no jobs for these people. It looks like they're getting Social Security and they're getting the other government handouts, EBT and SNAP and all that good stuff. So definitely they feel like it is an invasion. And if you live there, you'd probably feel the same way. This guy works out at a gym, and the sign was put up, no hot water until further notice. He also noticed they're not filling up the soap dispensers in the restrooms. This guy purchased 20 containers of Quaker Oats at Walmart, and he was going to vacuum seal them. They're labeled at 18 ounces. However, when he took them out, he noticed that none of them were over 12 ounces. None of them were over 12 ounces. This local supermarket has a cafe, and they used to change out their vegetable oil for their fryers and everything. Every week it was changed out, new put in. They've gone to a new policy to save money. What they're doing on Friday is they're draining it, filtering it, putting it back in, and getting a whole nother week out of that vegetable oil. People are getting desperate. They're trying to save money, and we see that across the board. Chase Bank, I reported that someone said it was down. I've got numerous people have sent me actually screenshots of their phone with the system is down. So there's something happening with Chase Bank. I don't know if it's localized. I don't know if it's all over the United States. One person actually said their Chase Bank app on their phone was working. So, don't know. Rural King. All the cat and dog dewormers at this particular Rural King were sold out. This is scary. This person wanted to give blood, and they do it every month. They go give blood. They went this time, could not give it because they were out of the vials that actually put the blood in. This is serious. We're already at a blood shortage inside the United States, and now if they run out of stuff to take it, could be catastrophic for people that really need it, from accidents to surgeries. This person's been with their insurance company for 6 years. They have 5 drivers on their policy and 4 cars. It went up $150. I don't know if that's a month, every 6 months, a year, but they were complaining about it, so I felt it was pretty a large amount. The insurance company told them that when their cars are getting older, it costs more to insure. I thought it was always sort of the opposite way, but maybe because of the shortages of parts, if you can't get a part and it can't be replaced and fixed, maybe they have to total the car. I don't know. Jimmy John's, they're out of turkey breast and they have no idea if they'll get some in or when they'll get some in. This Kentucky Fried Chicken in their area is closing early, but they're also closed Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. No workers. Dollar Tree, they've got tons of stuff in, shipments, nowhere to store it, but they were told that they don't know when they'll get any more shipments in. Also a grocery store. People say they're filling aisles with the same product, moving products to the front store. This is widespread. This is insanity. This is Florida. These people have trash pickup, and their trash pickup is every 3 months they have to pay, and they were paying $79. Now it was raised to $124. So that is a huge, if you calculate that times 4, big increase. Also, their car insurance went up $48 a month. They've never had a ticket right now. They have no wrecks. $48 a month. You put that $48 a month, then you put in their garbage, you put in all their other expenses that have risen. The middle class is being squeezed out. Maine heating oil. Person had to buy it $8.47. I don't know if it's a special kind, but it is in Maine. Maybe they're so isolated. But his words, not mine. I quote, "I think many people will freeze to death this winter." That could be a true statement. It is a sad statement. Aldi's, they're closing 2 Chicago stores. One is just lack of profitability, and the other one is robberies. It's in a bad neighborhood, so you can't make money when you're getting robbed all the time. So Aldi's closing 2 stores in Chicago area. This person works for the national trucking company. We'll give you the name, a national trucking company. Freight is very limited in all parts of the country. Freight is very limited in all parts of the country. No issue with getting diesel fuel or DEF for this company. And they also said in my area, Nebraska, 3 train derailments in the last week. So, as we see, increase in everything. It's not just one thing. It's from medical to dental to your trash pickup. Everything is getting more expensive. So we need to keep prepping. We need to keep preparing. You need to pray. You need to get as many people as you know right now starting that journey of prepping just to get the stockpile. Because as things get more expensive, it's just so much harder to prep. Thanks for watching.